Hey, what up, fam? Been a minute, but I'm back from my European vacation, and today I got another new video for you. This one is kind of an important one for both if you're trying to build muscle and lose weight. This is nutrition. Okay, first up, gotta be real. Most people either wildly under or overestimate their calories, basically, depending on your goals. It's like the opposite. If you are trying to lose weight, you tend to underestimate your calories. So you're like, oh, I only eat like 2,000 calories a day. But if you actually tracked it and everything like that, you'd find that you're like way above that. Um, and for muscle gain, people wildly under track. They're like, oh, I'm getting plenty of calories and all that stuff. And they're under. Also, another thing is if you're like me, and this is a very real problem that I faced, if you lost weight, you're like scared to regain it. So you kind of like cheat yourself short on the actual calories that you're eating. So you tend to undereat, which is not good because you need fuel to fuel your muscles. You need to grow muscle, you have to have something there. And it can't just be eating 800 calories of protein every day and that's all you eat because it doesn't work that way. You need to be in a slight over to build muscle. Like you don't have to be in a bunch, but you need to be slightly so that your body uses that to build your muscle. But if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to go too drastic. You want to have your calories slightly backed off. It depends on what your goals are and how big you are. When I lost my weight, I was way, way, way underdoing it, and it led to spells of dizziness and fatigue, and I felt like crap all the time. I was losing weight for sure, but it's not the healthiest way to do it. So what you want to do is, let's see, 500 calories less than what your maintenance calories are is a pound a week, and that's probably safe for most people. So, kind of stick with that, but anywhere between 250 and 500 calories less per day than your maintenance, and you're going to be in that weight loss sweet spot. And it works the same way for the muscle gain. You want to be like 250 to 500 the other way, depending on how hard you're going to be working in the gym. So that's the basic numbers game. Now, what about like what to eat? For me, I found that I was like sticking with my calorie goals, but I was like always kind of hungry. So I started to find foods that are like really bulky and they fill you up. Like I'm a huge proponent of cucumbers, mushrooms, lettuce, vegetables that like are bulky that you'll eat them and they'll fill you up and there's like nothing calorically there. Now, obviously, like I said, you still want to hit your macros. You want to have, I believe it's 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat or body weight. So that's a good start there. But to fill up the gaps, if you're trying to lose weight, then eat some bulky vegetables. Vegetables are good for you. They don't have your macros, but they have your micros. And as long as you're eating a healthy amount of calories, then whatever you need to do to make yourself not hungry. Popcorn's another good snack because it's fluffy. It fills you up. I don't really recommend breads too much because they are not really good for you. But you do need to hit your carbs too. Like carbs are important. Also, carbs will give you that pump after when you're working out and it make your muscles look better. So for that little limited window that you have of looking really good in the gym, when all the pictures are taken, like that's all from carbs. Like I obviously have not eaten carbs or worked out yet today. Man, my shoulders are very small. But anyway, that's the basic overview. Like there's like little tips and tricks you'll learn for yourself along the way. Don't get bogged down in specific like, oh, I only can eat chicken breast and broccoli and stuff like that. Vary your protein sources up just for your sanity. Like protein's good for you. I like to do all the different meats, stuff like that. Just whatever is going to get you through is what you need to do. Because if you find it's unsustainable, then you're not going to sustain it. I mean, it's pretty simple. But if you find something that you can do and you actually enjoy, then you're going to be a lot more likely to stick to it. Don't go crazy trying to lose too much too fast. It can get a little bit addicting to like, hey, oh crap, I dropped 3 pounds last week. I get that, like, because it's fun at first, like when you're starting to lose the weight, especially when you're as big as I was and you start to see results. Just don't go crazy because it can lead to some adverse health effects. Also, when you're eating the bulky foods like a cucumber, it's like a cucumber like that big is like 12 ounces, maybe 16 ounces. That's a pound. So you got to keep that in mind. Do not weigh yourself immediately after eating. Only weigh yourself in the morning after you've had time to digest and right after you use the bathroom. Like, that's it. Because if you weigh yourself after you eat and you eat that bulky stuff, it is going to look like you gained 5-6 pounds. You haven't. Don't freak yourself out. That was a big one for me. I was scared to eat anything of any substance because I was like, oh, I'm going to gain this weight. I'm going to gain this weight. But you don't gain that weight. Your body uses everything and then you get rid of it. The only thing that your body absorbs are the micronutrients, which weigh nothing. Your macronutrients, which are used to make fat and stuff like that, and like the calories. So you can eat a fucking like 8-pound cucumber, and that's like 400 calories or whatever for that, and you'll gain that 8 pounds after you eat it. But once it's all used up, that goes away, and the only thing that's left is the calories. So that's 400 calories. That's not even enough to gain a pound of weight because it's 3,500 calories per pound, and that's 3,500 excess calories. So if you eat 3,500 calories in a day, you will not gain a pound because you're going to still utilize 2,000 or whatever just from hanging out, your basal metabolic rate. So keep that in mind. One bad day of eating something in excess isn't going to kill you unless you go 5,000 calories, you're going to gain a pound but it's really hard for the average person to eat 5,000. But if you're a big boy like me, it is not. It is very easy. I can knock that out in one trip to the Chinese restaurant. I can maybe double that. It's a real thing. Once you've been able to eat, you're always kind of able to eat. So, but yeah, that's my slight overview for nutrition. If you guys have any questions, ask them below and I'll answer anything I can. Like, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for someone who's like been through this and like didn't really like. I was looking online and like all this information is disparate. This will work for me. I think it could work for you. If you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight. If you're eating in a calorie opposite deficit, man, I'm drawing a blank right now. But if you're eating too many calories, you're gonna gain weight. However, if you're trying to gain muscle, that's what you want. I know there's like body recomp and all that stuff. And that may be possible, but it's really slow. And I know that a lot of people don't really like the slow. And it's, not saying it's right, but we want to see results. And if we don't see results, then we're like, oh, I don't want to stick with this. So yeah, 500 calories either way. And depending on your goals, 500 calories less for weight loss, 500 calories more for muscle gain. And eventually you'll get where you need to be. Can't be scared to gain weight a little bit once you've lost weight. Like, you got to get over that. I know it's hard, especially because if you worked really hard to lose the weight, you just got to keep that dieting mindset in where you're like, I just can't do too much. I can't go crazy with it. I need to just get to my goals and then change, my life back. Also, in the long term, find your maintenance calories, stick with your maintenance. You don't want to be on a diet for the rest of your life, like where you're constantly losing and gaining, losing and gaining. You want to find, once you get to your goal, where you want to be, you want to kind of find that sweet spot for your calories and just stay there, and then you'll be good. And once you're happy with you, then be happy with you. Don't think that's why people fail on diets and they regain the weight, because they hit their goal and then they go back to eating the way they were before. You can't ever go back to the way it was, but you can get closer to it and maintain your sanity. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. Y'all have a good one. Peace.